This life is a marathon. We're constantly recalculating how to live it more efficiently. We're constantly thinking about ways to make it so that we're okay with the circumstances that we're in. Constantly questioning potentially why we're here. What is our purpose? How to make life more interesting and fun. And yet, living in the moment is the best way to spend that marathon. That's the irony of it. We can look ahead 1,000 miles. We can plan all we want. But the most satisfying way to live is right then and there, right here and now. Actually just being okay with the moment, the variables that are with us. So how do we get to a point where our plans are so well laid that we can actually afford to dwell in the moments? It's been a question that I've been thinking about for a while now, as I've been pursuing something a little bit deeper in life, something hopefully a little bit more purposeful. The reality of it is, I know I'm not going to have all the answers right now. In fact, I know I'm probably never going to have all the answers. And that's something I have to be okay with. Genuinely okay with. I have to be willing to have fun within the chaos. Because frankly, the best laid plans, life has a way of jiggling things up, really changing it up, and making us look like fools when we thought we were the smartest people we knew. So, life's a marathon, you know, and whenever we can, I think it's very important to prepare ourselves for that marathon to a degree, to come to terms with the reality, the essential truths of that marathon. What are some of those for me? Well, change is the only constant. That's definitely a truth for me. The health of my marathon, the boisterousness of it, the soul of it depends on people, depends on relationships, depends on love. I think it's very important to take time out of your life to sit down and reasonably plan out where you want to go and how you want to feel. I think it can help form the very steps you take, the pace at which you go about this marathon. Another truth is that you are allowed to stop whenever you want. You are allowed to stop wherever you want, whenever you want. I think the ultimate goal of this marathon, the end point, is actually the point that we should be gunning for all along the way, which is freedom. Freedom for anything we wish to do, our choices, our emotional state, who we spend our time with, and the ability to actually utilize it, right? To not be institutionalized by the society we live in or the philosophies that we engage by. I think it's very important to have the ability to use your freedom. I made a video yesterday or a couple days about control. Control is good. Control is actually necessary for us to choose a destination and get to it. Consistency. But that control can also be used to utilize the time that we've carved out for ourselves. The the amount of energy it takes to actually go and sit somewhere just for the sake of your soul, or to go and try something new because you know that you've been trying to keep it so your head down for so long. I think that contrast is super necessary in life to keep this marathon up and to make it seem daily like it's something actually worth doing, you know? So I moved to a different place in my life, and I'm given a different set of circumstances to understand. And I've also, in tandem with the requirement for change, the requirement for adaptation, I have also created a list of things that I want to change about the way that I go about living my life. Different than where I was at before. It's a lot of change. It's a lot to adapt to really quickly. And the funny part is, I've kind of been okay with it. You know, I've been doing pretty good, I'd like to say. You know, all of my little tasks are being hit. All of my I'm learning daily new things. I'm learning new things about myself, new things about the things that I have to do, new skills, new emotional states that I potentially have to occupy in order to sustain. But it's a lot. It can be a lot. And I think it's very important during this marathon to know how to love yourself in a situation where you are feeling potentially overwhelmed. That's where friends come in. That's where your significant others, your family comes in to help buffer against that, to carve out moments that you can't even afford really to think, but just to be joyful in life. Anyway, I wanted to make this video today to let you know that this life can get very difficult. It can be incredibly euphoric. It can be inspiring, like raw inspiration. It can be beautiful, right? Like there's a lot. There's the whole gamut of what we're aware of is in this life. So if you're ever feeling like it's a lot to take in, that there's so much to do, that lost, if you're ever feeling that way, it's okay. It's fine. You're allowed to feel that way because frankly, you're dealing with a lot. I will say that I think building up the habits, the routine in your life is very important to get through those stages too. Because to be lost and not to not take action, now that's not being fair to yourself. And frankly, that's not the way out of getting lost in the first place. It's all like being in a maze. If you don't have a strategy for getting out of a maze, then you'll go any which way, and you might get out, you might not. But if you follow the strategy that most maze runners follow, which is just follow the right wall and keep going, there are going to be times when you're in that maze that you don't know if you're going to make it to the end. You don't know, you lose sight of potentially even where you're going. But to have a strategy in place for something to continue to drive you, to keep you consistent, now that's the essence, my friend. That's what makes this marathon possible. Our routine, our habits, that thought that we put in to make our life a little bit more efficient. So I hope you found this video interesting. It's definitely one of the more contemplative ones. in a new place in life. Smash that thumbs up button if you did. It helps quite a bit. And throw me a comment if you can. I'd be curious what you've been going through in your life. If you got a second, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there. And remember, my friend, actualize your potential. This world needs you. Take care.